There has always been beauty all around us. We never used to notice it because of the crazy and hectic lives that we lived. Open your eyes and appreciate the beauty all around you. Open your eyes and you shall see. That's right, I'm back. Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Ndifon Ntui, and on this channel I make videos teaching you guys how to sew. Hear that? Anyway, in this video I'm going to teach you guys how to make an 8-piece top with a zip in front. This is a video that was requested by one of you. In my last video I asked you guys to drop comments of what you would like to learn from me, and this was a comment. So yeah, that's that. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Also turn on post notifications so that you would get a message whenever I drop a video, which is every Wednesdays and on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh yeah, wait, so that I don't forget. Registrations for the class that's supposed to start on the 15th would start tomorrow, okay? Or by tomorrow I mean today. Today's Wednesday in your time. This is past Ndifon talking to you guys. Anyway, registration for the class that was supposed to start on the 15th starts tomorrow, but I'm moving the class from the 15th to starting on the 13th. So you have between Wednesday to Sunday to register. After Sunday I'm not taking any more students into batch B. So if you're interested, send me a message on a WhatsApp message on this number. Please send a message to this number only if you're interested in the class. If you're not interested in the class and you want to comment, you want to like, it really help me if you do that in the comment section of this video, okay? So if you want to ask a question, you want to reach out to me, I always answer my comments. So please ask your questions in the comment section below, and I would attend to them as fast as I attend to you if you send me a WhatsApp message. So if you know that you want to get to me, please send comment down in the comment section. If you're interested in the class, hit me up on this number on WhatsApp. Okay, so have a nice day. I'll see you guys later. You're welcome once again to the class. So I'm going to show you guys how to cut an 8-piece top with a zipper in front. But to be able to cut this pattern the way I'm cutting it, you need to use paper. You first draft on paper before you do on your fabric, okay? I don't advise that you jump to your fabric at once if this is the method that you are using. Okay, so first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to fold our fabric. Now, how do we fold our fabric? We're going to fold our fabric using our biggest measurements divided by 4 plus the allowance we intend to use. So the biggest measurement around the body for this outfit is the bust. The bust is 32 divided by 4 is 8 plus 4 inch of allowance, that is 12. Okay, so we're going to first of all make sure that this is 12. Okay, so you can see this is a bit bigger than 12. This is actually 13. We're going to make a mark at that point. But then do not forget that we said that we're going to put our zipper in front. So because of that, we're going to adjust this to be whatever amount we usually keep for our zipper allowance. Now I usually keep 2 inches, so I'm going to make sure that I have 2 inches in front. So from the original line that we had, I'm going to check and see if there's 2 inches. Okay, so I have 2 inches on my end. I hope you have 2 inches on your end too. So let's begin. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line to make sure that I demarcate draw a line showing where my zipper allowance ends. Okay, so that's that. Now when that is done, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start by drafting my bodice. Now in case y'all didn't know, the bodice is the bedrock on which everything that you shall be taught is built. So please, learn how to draft the bodice. If you want, you could check out my video on how to draft the bodice on this channel. That will make everything a lot clearer if you do not know how to draft a bodice. So I'm going to keep ½ inch from the top of my paper. You're going to keep ½ inch like so from the top of your paper. Make a mark, and then I'm going to rule a straight line from the top to the bottom, like so. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to place all your vertical measurements. Now when I say your vertical measurements, they're measurements like your underbust length, your top length, all those things with length attached to them. Okay, so our underbust length is 13, and to get your half cut, you're going to come down by 2 inches. So we need to know where our half cut is. So 1, 2, we're going to place the half cut there, and our top length is at 23. So I'm going to come to 23. I'm making the mark at 23. Then to find your bust, you're going to count 4 inches up from your underbust length, and that is where your bust will fall. So we have our underbust length here, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where we'll place our bust measurements. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rule vertical lines across, horizontal lines, across these points. Okay, so we're going to rule the first line here. We're going to rule another line here. Okay, we're going to rule another line here. We're going to rule another line here. And we're going to rule another line here. Okay, now when that's done, we're going to come back to the top and we're going to start drafting our bodies. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place our shoulder at the top of whatever we're drafting. Okay, so our shoulder is 7. We're going to come here, we're going to place 7. Okay, so starting from the edge, you can see I placed 7 on that line, on this line here, and I made a mark at 7. Okay, as for my neckline, I want to use a neckline of 3.5, but as you know, necklines are dynamic and you can change them to whatever you are trying to do. You can make a round neck, a square neck, a v-neck, a horseshoe, whatever you want to do. Okay, so I use a neckline width of 3.5 and a neckline depth of 4 inches. Okay, then now I'm going to roll a straight line from top to this point, and then I'm going to roll another line out. Okay, when I'm done with that, I'm going to simply make a curve from here out to this point. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to slope my shoulder. As we know, a human being's shoulder isn't straight, it is slanted. So we're going to come from this edge, from the edge of the line that we have up here, we're going to come down by 1 inch. Okay, so 1 inch there. Then we're going to connect this point to this point. Okay, so if you can see, that's what I'm doing right now, connecting this line to this line. Now when you're done with drawing that line, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to create a parallel line running at the top of this line. Okay, so we're going to mark ½ inch here. We have half inch at the top already. We're going to draw a straight line from here to that point. Now the reason why we need this line is so that when you are sewing, when it's time for you to sew, you're going to sew on this line, your ½ inch line, and this line will pay for whatever sewing allowance you need. If we cut on this line exactly and you end up sewing on this line, would have eaten into your neckline, and as you would see, would have also eaten into your armhole. Talking about armhole, that's the next thing we're going to do. We're going to place your armhole. Now at the beginning of the video, I showed you guys a list of measurements, and there we had your armhole. So the formula for finding the armhole, the formula for finding the armhole is your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So 32 divided by 6 plus 1.5 brings us to 6.8. So we're going to come here and we're going to place a line at a dot at 6.8. This is 6.8 right there. We're going to make a dot at that point. Then we're going to roll a straight line from the top down to this point. Okay, when we've made that, we're going to make a mark there. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to rule a line out, just a regular line. Okay, this line will be guided by all the other measurements that we will place as the lecture progresses. Okay, so now I'm going to measure this 6.8 and we're going to go to the middle of 6.8 because the front of the person's body is smaller than the back, so we have to take cognizance of that around the armhole. Okay, so we have 6.8 here. The middle of 6.8 is 3.4. okay, 6.8, 3.4. yeah, that's right. We're going to make a point here. From that point, we're going to come in by ½ inch, as you can see there. Okay, the next thing will be to curve out here to here and then curve out nicely like so. Now we're done with the top parts of the bodies. It's time to place all our horizontal measurements. Now when I say horizontal measurements, the measurements that go around your body, like your bust, your hip, your belly, your waist, all those sort of things. Okay, so the first one amongst these measurements I'm going to place is the bust. So our bust is 32. 32 divided by 4 is 8. We're going to make a mark at 8 inches. Then I'm going to make a mark at your underbust round. Your underbust round is 27. 27 is 6.8 when it's divided by 4. We're going to make a mark at 6.75. okay, we're going to come down here. We're going to make another mark at 6.75. see that? We're going to come to the bottom. At the down part here, we'll place our waist measurement. The waist measurement that we took at the beginning of the class that I showed you guys was 30. 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. So I'm going to make a mark here at 7.5. okay, see that? Okay, now from start from here to here is 7.5. now usually I connect my bust straight down to my half cut when I'm doing like my bustiers and stuff. But when you are drafting this 8 pieces top, make sure that you connect all your dots, bust to the under bust round before you get to the half cut, and then you're going to bring it out at the waist. As you can see, this is our bodice block. That's why I told you guys that you need to know how to draft your bodice. okay, and the next thing we're going to do is to place our bust span. okay, so I already told you guys, giving you guys that measurement. So we're going to place our bust span 3.5. we're going to mark 3.5, mark 3.5 from the bust all the way down to the end of our draft. You see that? And then we're going to draw a straight line connecting all these points together. okay, like so, a straight line connecting all these points together. Now when it comes to your 8 pieces, there are a lot of ways you can go. You can make it princess that 8 pieces. You can make it shoulder bustier cut 8 pieces. okay, and on my channel I have videos on how to do shoulder bustier cut, how to do a princess that, in fact 2 types of princess that. So you can browse the channel, see that would give you more weapons to put in your arsenal. So but for me, for this draft, I'm going to use a princess that for our armhole. okay, for the cut that we are using, we're going to come, we're going to measure around from here like this, like this, like this. So now we have 7.5. now we're going to go to the middle of 7.5 and we'll make a mark on the same armhole. Now 7.5 will be 3.75. okay, I'm going to come to 3.75 and I'm going to make a mark at half an inch. okay, now from this half inch, we're going to connect this point to this point that we had before. okay, so we're going to make a line, a curve, and we're going to connect the 2 points together. The next step, the next thing you would do is, because of the way the princess that is supposed to sit, we want it to sit nicely around the bust. What we're going to do is we're going to come from this line, we'll come up by half an inch and we'll come down by 1 inch. okay, I have another method for if you want to make it look a bit more English, but since we're making an 8-piece top which is more of which leans towards African wear more, we're going to use this method. okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to connect here to here and here to that point. But look at what I'm doing. I'm drawing a line and I'm going to connect it back to this line before it hits this point. okay, so we have the line running like this. It reaches the line before it gets to the end. The same thing at the top. We're going to make a line, connect it back to the original line before it gets to this point. okay, now if we rule a straight line from here to here, you will notice that if we are to sew this together, the top part will end up being longer than the bottom part. So because of that, we have to extend the length of our armhole. okay, we need to extend the length so that by the time you sew it, it sits in place perfectly. So I've kept 1 inch on this line. okay, you keep your 1 inch on this line, and I made a dot at the beginning of my 1 inch. okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to connect here to here and create a new armhole. This way when we sew, everything should sit just right. okay, now we're done with the top part of the princess that. Next step is to come to our under bust round. You come to your under bust round, under bust length area, you come up by half an inch so that it creates that lift effect under the person's bust. It lifts her bust up a bit. okay, so that in case if you make this fully padded, you will not need to put a bra. okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to rule this line from top to bottom. The line is at half an inch from top to bottom. okay, so now after you draw the line, the next thing will be to place, you come to this half inch lift that we just did, and you're going to place 1.5 there. Now we're placing 1.5 for this because of the size of her bust. She has a bust of 32, but if you're dealing with the bust size from 35, 36 all the way up to like 41, you can use 2 inches. okay, you should use 2 inches here. For more details, see my videos on how to draft the shoulder bustier that. okay, on how to draft an off-shoulder bustier. So here we're going to mark 1.5 here, we're going to mark 1.5 here, we're going to mark 1.5 here, we're going to mark 1.5 at the bottom here. This is going to help us with the lifts as under her bust. We're going to draw a straight line from top to bottom, right? And then we're going to come to this bust, okay? And we're going to make a curve from the bust out to here. So please watch closely. And I'm going to draw a curve from here out to here. Okay, so we see that. Now good, we're done with we're done with this. Basically the last thing that is left is to replace all the excesses that we have back. So you see this 1.5 we took out here, we have to pay for it before adding our regular allowance, okay? If not, our allowance would not save us from the torture that is coming if we do not replace back that 1.5, okay? So that's what I'm doing. Please remember to pay back the 1.5. We draw a straight line from here to here, we draw a straight line from here to here, and then we didn't take any 1.5 away from this part, okay? So instead of coming out at 1.5, we're going to run this one straight up, okay? You see that? We're going to run it straight up. After that, now we can add our regular allowance, okay? So we're going to come here, we're going to add 2 inches. I like using 2 inches for my allowance, so we have 2 inches everywhere, okay? We're going to run a line from here to here. We're going to run the line from here all the way to the top, okay? Now the next thing to do is that we'll add 2 inches of sewing allowance at the bottom, okay? This is what we're going to use to turn in our lining, okay? I'm going to draw a line from top to bottom, okay? Now the next step is to cut out this pattern that we have first, before I show you guys the trick that turns this into an 8-piece, okay? So first thing we're going to do is you're going to come here like so. You're going to cut this part out. Notice please carefully look at the lines I'm cutting, so that you don't end up making a mistake when you're cutting, okay? You're going to cut up here, and then you're going to come here, you're going to cut the neckline. Okay, so now we've cut out this part completely. That part is done. Now the next place that we're going to need to cut out is the side, okay? Now as for the side, we're going to come here, we're going to cut it like this, we're going to cut it like this, cut here like this, okay? Now when I was done cutting up to here, the next thing I did was I chopped here, okay? Followed this curve, that's why here came out. So from the bottom here, around here to the top, please see where that I'm cutting on the line that has the 1 inch, that's the part of the armhole that has the 1 inch extension. So that is that. So now this is the trick, okay? What I'm about to give to you is powerful, easy. As you can see, we already have 4 pieces for the front, okay? This is the front, the 2 sides. By the time we slice here open, we'll have 2 sides for the front, okay? And we have 2 sides for the sides. Okay, let me fold here in like so. Fold our zip place in. By the time I do this, I'll keep this here. We already have here and here. The only problem is that it is not flaying out. That's why I told you that you need to cut this on paper, because this is the trick, okay? Now one thing you need to know is that when you're drafting, when you're done drafting on paper, you end up using only one side, and you honestly don't need this other side when you're cutting on your fabric. So if you put your fabric on a fold, meaning if you fold your fabric the way we used to, and you place this on top, it will give you 2 parts, okay? So I'm going to slice here and I'm going to slice here. I'm going to simply show you what we're going to do, okay? So these are the parts of our drafts that we actually need. As long as you fold your fabric and place this on top, all will be well, okay? It will give you the 2 sides. Now this is the trick, okay? You take your pattern like this, you make sure you have 6 inches of space in front of it. You can make it less, you can make it more, but I think 6 inches is just fine. It will come out very, very full. Okay, so we're going to keep 6 inches in front, and we're going to keep 6 inches on this side. So when you have this, simply use your paper tape. Simply use your paper tape and bind this pattern to the other paper that we have down here. We're going to bind here like this and bind here like this. Okay, what we're simply going to do, no need for that. I've seen a lot of people make cutting the pieces top a hassle with so many numbers and calculations. At the end of the day, it's simply just the pattern that has panels on the side. Okay, so what we're going to do is this. You're going to come to this side. We have 6 inches here. Okay, you're going to come to this other side and you're going to make a mark at 6 inches here. Right, what we'll simply do is we'll draw a line from here out. Okay, you can make it less than 6 inches, but I think 6 inches comes out very, very full. I like it very, very full. But if 6 inches is a bit over the top for you, you can make it less. Okay, I think 4 also comes out. That's 4. That's from here to here at 4. Here to here at 4 also comes out very well too. So if you want, you can make it 4. But for something exaggerated, nice looking, full, in my own opinion, I think 6 inches is the sweet spot. Okay, now watch what I'm doing. You're going to now fold here underneath like so. You're going to simply cut here, and you're going to cut here. Okay, so that is it. That's it. You're going to cut down here and make it to be the same length with the main pattern. The reason why I folded in my the hem is so that by the time you put your lining, it doesn't end up being wider than the mouth of the lining, okay, than the hem of the lining, because the lining is supposed to be shorter and it's supposed to pull it in. So when you do this, when you bend here like this, the lining ends up sitting beautifully underneath. So this is the pattern for the side. I'm going to simply do the same thing for this. Now if you notice where the cut is, where the spread starts from. It didn't start from the under bust length, it didn't start from all of that, it started from the half cut. Okay, so that's where you're supposed to start yours from too. So I'm going to do the exact same thing from this, from the half cut. I'm going to come out again. Okay, so we'll see you back here when I'm done with that. So if you see here, I did not fold it in before cutting and it came out sharp. Okay, now to avoid that, that's why I said you always fold in before you cut, because if you notice now the hem of my pattern is wider than the hem of the lining that I'm going to use to pull it in. So I'll still need to cut this to make it the same when I fold it anyway. So as you can see, this is the front pattern. Okay, this is the front pattern and this is the side. Okay, by the time you join this side to this side, everything will come out. Everything is going to come out like this. So as you can see, everything nice, everything full. Look at one of the panels already kicking out. Okay, so now I'm going to draft the back. Okay, so now so that this video is not ridiculously long, I'm going to draft the back regular bodice the exact same way I drafted the front, but the only difference is that my back will not have a zipper allowance. Okay, my back will not have a zipper allowance, but to be exactly the same. Okay. Okay, so now I'm about to draft the back, but the only difference between the back and the front, the only thing that I'm going to do that's a bit different that I'll need to show you guys is that I'm going to keep ½ inch at the edge before I start drafting, because this is an 8-piece, so the back has to have 8 pieces too. So because of that, I'm going to keep ½ inch at the back, and this is going to be used for joining. Okay, so now I'm going to draft my bodice and I'm going to bring you guys back to show you guys the rest of it. The video is a very long video. Let me try to make it a bit shorter. So I'm going to draft the bodice now. There is no difference. When there's a difference, I'm going to bring you back and I'm going to show you. Okay, so I'm going to see you soon. Okay, now another note, at the neckline, for the neckline depth for the back, I'm going to come down by only 1 inch because I want the neckline to be high. Okay, you can make it 2 inches. 2 inches will also not sit too high. Okay. So at the armhole, you do not go in. Okay, keep the armhole like this. You see the armhole, right? So I'm not going in for the armhole. I'm simply just bringing this guy out. Okay. Now, the reason why I kept this 1/2 inch at the back is so that I'll come to my under bust round and my half cut, and I'm going to come in by 1/2 inch. So this, watch what I'm doing from here. This is so that the back lays in smoothly in that back curve. So I'm going to run my line from here to here and here to here. When I'm done with that, I'm going to taper it out to this point. Okay, that's so that it enters the back. You see that? Okay. So now the next thing is the princess dart for my back. So it's still the same thing. I'm going to measure around my armhole. Okay, measure around. So I have 7. So I'm going to come to 3.5 and I'm going to make a mark. Okay, then from this point, that's the first point that I had, I'm going to still place my 3.5, not from the edge, from the first point. Okay, place my 3.5, place my 3.5, place my 3.5 at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to draw a straight line from the top to the bottom. Okay, then I'm going to connect from here. I'm going to connect the straight line to here. Okay, now be very careful to when you're doing this curve so that you don't gotta make it too round. If you make it too round, it would have some puffiness at that point there. Okay, so the same thing, I'm going to come to my half cut this time, not my under bust round. I'm going to come to my half cut and I'm going to subtly from the half cut, I'm going to place half. You see, I'm placing the middle of one on my half cut. Okay, and I'm going to mark this point and I'm going to mark this point. Okay, you see that? And then I'm going to subtly, very subtly. Now, not from the bust point exactly, like 2 inches after my bust point. That's where I'm going to start my subtle curve from. Okay, from like here to here, then here to here. Okay, you see that? And then I'm going to taper this out. Taper this out. Okay, now this is going to make it lay very cinched in at the waist. So when I'm done with that, replace back all my 1 inches. I'm going to replace back all my 1 inches. Replace back all the 1 inches that I took away. So we're going to have a line that sits like from here to here, sits like from here to here, and all the way to the top. Then I'm going to keep my 2 inches of allowance. So when I was done with my first line, I kept my allowance. I'm going to keep my 2 inches at the bottom. And I'm going to cut out. Don't ever forget. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. Please don't forget, you need to extend this part by 1/2 inch. Even though you didn't take out anything, still extend it by 1/2 inch because it will end up short anyway. And here, so this is the side piece. I got my side piece. Please watch. Okay, then okay, so this is the back pattern. Now you're going to do the exact same thing that I did to the front. You're going to place this side here, glue paper, extend here by 6, extend here by 6, the same thing. Come to the half cut, remember half cut, extend here by 6 and extend here by 6, and that is it. Just do the exact same thing I did to the front, do it to the back, and you are done. You have an 8 piece. You're welcome. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.